Okay guys, moving on to Module 6, Lesson 13. Today we're going to be adding decimals by converting them to fractions first and then converting the answer back to a decimal. Alright, let's get started. This should be nice and quick. Look how I have my fancy-pantsy cursive down here with our objective. Alright, moving on. I think I'm going to grab a different color here. I'm getting tired of purple. Alright, first one we have 3/10 plus 57 hundredths. Alright, just like the previous lesson, let's change this to fraction form. Now right away you should notice we have tenths, we have hundredths, we can't add, and as we learned before, 3/10 is equivalent to 30 hundredths, so we're just going to convert that to an equivalent fraction with a unit of 1/100th plus 57 hundredths. Okay, we get an answer of 87 hundredths, and then we just need to convert that back to a decimal. That equals 87 hundredths, so we can plop that right up here as well. 87 hundredths. Alright, hopefully I'm not going too fast for you guys, but I think this is not too bad. Alright, now we're moving on. Before we didn't have any whole numbers, any ones. We had 0 in the ones place. Now we're moving on to numbers that actually have wholes or ones. 6, remember how we say this, 6 and 8/10, and you write it just as you say it, 6 and 8/10 plus 5 and 7/10. Or, whoops, 7/10. Sorry, I thought I wrote this down wrong from when I originally prepared. Alright, what's really nice about this is that we are working with just tenths. We don't have to convert to hundredths because there are no hundredths, so let's just keep it in tenths. Alright, when we go ahead and add these, we get 6 plus 5 equals 11. 8 plus 7 equals 15 tenths. But of course, we can't leave this as a fraction greater than a whole here. So we're going to break this down into 1 whole and 5/10. And if we add 11 plus 1 whole and 5/10, we get 12 and 5/10. And I'm running out of room for my decimal, so I'm going to bring it down here. We need to rewrite that as a decimal. 12 and 5/10. 12 and, is where my decimal point goes, 5/10. 5 in the tenths place. Hopefully you guys haven't forgotten how to change a fraction greater than a whole into a mixed number. Revisiting those steps. Alright, another one. 3 and 5/10 plus 2 and 49 hundredths. Ooh, I heard tenths, I heard hundredths. I know I'm going to have to do some converting here. 3 and 5/10 plus 2 and 49 hundredths. I need to convert my 5/10 here to 50 hundredths. Multiply top and bottom by 10. Totally skipping that step. I'm doing it in my head. Plus 2 and 49 hundredths. Leave this alone because it's already in hundredths. Alright, let's go ahead and add. 3 plus 2 equals 5 ones. 50 plus 49 will equal 99 100ths. Okay, and then we just need to write that as a decimal. Say this fraction, 5 and 99 hundredths. So 5 and, where my decimal point goes, 99 hundredths. Not too bad, guys. Alright, we're going to do one more. 5 and 6/10 plus 4 and 53 hundredths. Alright, let's convert to decimal first. 5 and 6/10 plus 4 and 53 hundredths. I have tenths, I have hundredths, so I'm going to go ahead and convert underneath that. Multiply top and bottom by 10. That gives me 60 hundredths. Plus 4 and 53 hundredths. Leave this alone. I am left with 9 and 113 hundredths. Yes, I did that mental math in my head, but please don't do mental math in your head if you're not that good at it. You can always step to the side and do 60 plus 53. Nothing wrong with that. Alright, once again, I have a fraction greater than a whole. Okay, 113 hundredths is equal to 1 whole, because 100 hundredths. and I'm left with 13/100. I need to add that to my 9 ones. That is going to equal 10. 9 plus 1 is 10, and 13/100, which leaves me with 10 and 13/100. All right, guys, go ahead and get started on the problem set. Look at that, 5 minutes and 30 seconds.